The world of buying golf clubs will never be the same again. Because you see, now you can buy a golf club pretty much anywhere that performs pretty well for a pretty good price. Hi everyone, my name is James and welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today I have a couple of drivers which have taken a little bit, a lot of inspiration from this driver right here. This is the Titleist TSR3 driver and it performs fantastically well. These are two slightly different drivers, one of which I got from the website Temu, and you can see looks very similar to said Titleist TSR3, and the other from Costco, which again looks rather similar to the Titleist lineup. Today we're going to put them through the paces, see exactly which one is the best, and see just potentially why golf may never be the same again. Right, we'll kick things off with the Costco driver. The Costco driver, I think, is a fantastic driver for the money. Sub £200 when I bought this. You get an adjustable sleeve, you get a carbon crown, you get a back weighting for high MOI. So all that put together must mean we get one heck of a driver, does it? It does look very Titleist-like. And that's a great shot to kick off with. We're taking on the corner on this par 5. One of the things that I really like about this Costco driver is that sound and feel. If you can get it a little bit kind of high toe, that works really, really nicely for reduced spin rate. One of the negatives about the Costco driver is it can be quite high spinning. The shaft, although it is an even flow shaft, isn't a fantastic option. But when you are buying this next to the barbecue sauce and the barbecues, I bought a barbecue from Costco. It was very, very good. You can't complain too much. That's another fantastic drive down this par 5. That is the line off this tee, and they should be neck and neck next to each other down that fairway. Let's go one more, then we'll go for the slightly more outspoken option, we'll call it. Guys, get in the comments below, which driver would you have out of these two? That was a little bit toey. I'd be surprised if that makes a carry, but again, it's a lovely big high ball flight. And again, quite happy with the 3 shots there with the Costco Kirkland Signature Driver. Now, one of the positives about this is it is on the R&A conforming list. It is a conforming driver. It is totally legal, which I'm not overly sure I can say about that thing on the ground there. However, if you don't play competitions and you're a bit of a recreational golfer, does that really matter? Do you really care? So this looks incredibly like the Titleist, probably more so the TS2 or 3, more 3 than the Kirkland does. But some of the ball flights I've had with this, even just today, are absolutely fantastic. That's a much safer line, just cutting nicely into the right-hand side of the fairway. But again, when we start to talk about numbers for these clubs, you can get some good numbers with this. I'm not saying you can't. Consistency, however, could be an issue if you don't strike it out of the centre of the face. Even Costco will have had more R&D into it than this. This feels like it's just out there to drive conversation. Can we play a nice draw like we did with the Kirky? Carbon copy. So certainly this kind of Temu version, a lot more difficult to turn over. With the Kirkland, it does feel a bit more toed in looking down at it, so I can send that lovely big high draw. Let's go one more. We'll get down there and see where they are. We're going to narrow this down. We're going to sort the wheat from the chaff, as it were, in this video. Come on, big high draw with the Temu. Relax the right arm, sternum back. There we go. That's the best we've had with the Temu. It's still trying to fade back ever so slightly, but that's a long way down there. Let's get down there and see where those 6 shots are, because for me, both these options could be a fantastic option for anybody out there who's wanting to get into golf and not maybe take it too seriously, but have a nice new shiny driver. Comment below, guys, which one you have so far in this video. I'd probably have that one. Like, that's the second hand. Yeah, that's so far that one. And you see, it is interesting because for me, the reason I wanted to do this video is because there's so many different places to buy golf clubs now, and golf balls and gloves and everything else. Where do you start? Because if you're the kind of golfer who literally only cares about the budget and how much is it going to cost and can I get any kind of performance out of this club for the value, I don't mind that, by the way. I think that's a really good place to be. I think people and golf brands in particular are trying to market stuff to us a little bit too much with new drivers every year and costing 500, 600, 700 pounds. I like the second-hand market. The second-hand market is a great place to be, even when we talk about either of these drivers. But also, how bad are they for the price? Like, really? So we have a couple of the Temu drivers here, one in the fairway, one just in the rough, and one a little bit further down. That was the last one. And then the Kirklands, we have one all the way down there on the par 5. That's massive. We have one over in the rough over there. And then we have the one which I didn't think would make the carry, but it actually did. So far, I'm going to give this first round to the Kirklands. We're going to start narrowing these down, like I said. And we're going to talk a few numbers later in this video as well, because it interests me. It really does. I think even down to like the components in the clubs for the money. That's the big thing here is the money, which I suppose in life makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Right, so as you can see, we have lots and lots and lots and lots of different drivers in my golf bag today. We're doing lots of testing, so make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see some of the best drivers of the year. But also these bad boys, I think the ones that are kind of, some people will call them the unsung hero, some people will call them downright outrageous. And I just think, well, if they're out to be tested, that's what I'm going to do. It shows that imitation is the best form of flattery, I guess, doesn't it? So let's switch things up. Let's go Temu Driver first here and just see how far down this par 4 we can get this time. And we're only going to hit 2 balls each. The next hole we're going to hit 1 ball each, and we're going to see just which driver does prevail, because we only get one chance in golf. Whenever I do these tests or we do numbers inside, I always think, you know what, we should just hit 1. Because if you hit 1, you kind of know that that's the shot you can hit. A good shot here can, maybe not today, but can normally get over those bunkers. We're into the wind a bit. Great place to test budget drivers. That's as good as I've got. That is absolutely on a piece of string. It's landed between the 2 bunkers and it's rolled through them. See, now my argument is, do I have to hit another one? Because I can't hit it better than that, and I've hit another one and snap hook it. I do think the shaft in this is that bad, it's good, if that makes sense. I can almost like load up and feel like it's going to whip for me quite nicely. It's 52 gram, 3.2 torque, stiff flex, made in China on Japan. Work that one out. I must admit the crown's a very interesting looking thing. It's a matte finish, it's got lots of gold flake on it. The crown isn't trying to be Titleist at all. Definitely not. Oh no. All right! That was a Pro V1 as well. You know, I told you about the shaft being that bad it's good. By that, I guess I mean it's inconsistent. That felt like it was, I mean, it wasn't a good swing, but it felt all over the place, to be fair. Right, Kirky. What I'm looking for here, and that goes to show, doesn't it, how like a driver can be so different. Kirkland, can we get past? Because that first drive is going to take some to beat. I do love the carbon crown on this. Oh, what's left? Is it over the hazard? It's cleared the hazard, so that's a good thing. I've always described this shaft in the Costco driver as a little bit naff, but it is consistent. I could feel that. That wasn't the driver, that was me, officer. Right. There we go. There we go. That's 2 outrageously good shots and 2 bang average shots. Let's go and see where they've finished. And for those of you who are wondering, no, there is no Bobby today. Bobby is on holiday again. Greece this time, lovely. I'll tell you what, I must say, I can't believe how well I hit those 2. We'll not talk about like the alternate shots, but those 2, really, really good. But I guess that's what, I'm not blaming the first bad shot with the Costco, so the third shot we hit. I'm not blaming the club for that. That was me, I pulled it a little bit. I do kind of want to blame the shaft for the big blaze out to the right with the Temu driver. I guess that's what you're paying for from the big OEM brands. Like, I guess you're getting that QC, you're getting that consistency again, all that really, really good stuff for me. We'll try and find them, see where they've finished. Because if you buy a cheap driver but use expensive golf balls but lose a lot of expensive golf balls, that's a false economy. I did business only at A-level, but I know that's a false economy because there's a Pro V1 somewhere in there that I really shouldn't have lost. And we can see the two drives here. Are they pretty much neck and neck? The tee's all the way back there. I know the Temu one is that one, and I know that went through the bunkers. I think this one might have bounced in front of them because I thought it was in it, but it's not. So for the sake of argument, I'm going to give it the Temu one because I think the Kirkland might have got lucky with a bit of a kick, but that leads us on to the final round. Okay, so I hear what you're all saying. James, why on earth would you show us a Kirkland driver, a Temu driver, and a Titleist driver in the introduction, but not show us a comparison? So let's talk numbers for all these drivers. Let's see just exactly what the big differences are. We're going to spend some time in the studio and we're going to have a 1v1 battle at the end of this video to see just how good these drivers really are. So without any further ado, right, really good shot to kick things off with the Titleist TSR3. 265 carry, releasing up to 284 yards, 1900 spin. Pretty much what I would anticipate. I can get it out there at like a 270 carry, but at the moment we're a little bit slower and fatter than normal, but we're going to work on that in the new year, Laws, aren't we? A really nice consistent shot. Very similar spin. Very similar, like they're neck and neck, aren't they? That's what you're paying for with a club like this. So again, 265 carry, 285 total, spin rate exactly the same. I'm not going to waste your time anymore with that because we know that that's what we've got to beat. Now, I'm going to go Costco first because the Costco one's the one that I don't mind the idea of. I like the idea. We're actually going to Costco later, aren't we, Laura? So we might try and buy some other stuff. But I love that ball flat as well. A nice low knuckleball shot. Right, that's not the strike that we wanted to compare these. We'll leave it in because we leave them all in, but that wasn't the best. Better. That was really good. A little bit left, I don't mind that, that is more on me. 250 carry, releasing up to 270, which is around where the Titleist did pitch. I just think when you hit this left as well, it goes further. If I hit the high right one, this could carry like 240. And that is the worry with any driver like this. You know what, is that going to go further than the Titleist? It is. Look at that go! 266 carry, 286. Is that a yard? What were we there? 286. It's a yard. It's a great club, this, to be fair. The letdown is you can't get fitted and you don't really know what you're buying, but like, we've seen the consistency of the Titleist, and I do speak often about these shafts and how that's not just the shaft. I'm not claiming I've hit that bad because of the shaft, but it's like how consistent the Titleist was. Another good one. I think that's performing really well, apart from the bad ones, which bit of the club, bit of me, bit of Laura, maybe. No Bobby this week. Bobby's still on holiday. Right, Temu. This either performs really, 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 really well or crap. Like, there's no in between. I do worry that it's not legal. I've said that in the video already, so I'm not going to bore you too much with that. It is the Temu shaft. That's the worry. I've hit that really good, very similar to the others, spinning at 1500 more, pitching 253, releasing up 265. I wouldn't be surprised now if we hit this next one and it cannons 10 yards past the rest of them, because that's what this tends to do. We did some numbers with Gary for his channel, and we got some really, really big ones. Like that, I reckon that's going to be big. See, spinning at 1700. Look, I've called it. 270 carry, 290 total, but the front to back dispersion on those is like 40 yards, 30 yards. I think you've got to be very careful with these, because until somebody gets them on the RNA conforming list or something like that, It's okay having a club that's we don't know is conforming to the rules until you're playing a knockout comp, or you're playing a Stableford or a medal or a member's guest, and everyone's like, oh, did you see what happened in the that's the one that I'm talking about as well. Did you see what happened in the member's guest? He was using an illegal Temu driver. You'd be all over Twitter, wouldn't you? You'd be all over Twitter. It's not even called Twitter anymore, is it? X. Just trying to absolutely smash that, to be fair. I mean, for the price, if you're not bothered if it conforms or not, it's a decent driver, isn't it? Should we get one more with the Titleist? There's the Titleist again. Just as consistent as you like, isn't it? That's what you're paying for. Consistency. Okay, and just like that, some very interesting numbers with this trio of, I'm going to say, inspired drivers. I think the Titleist, obviously inspired by Titleist's very own R&D team, and the other two, yeah. So, we're going to set the stall out with the Titleist. I think this is the best generation of Titleist driver. The new GT is great. It doesn't feel or sound as good, I don't think, as the TSR3. Let's try and hit a nice low penetrating one up this 18th fairway, and then see if we can get past it. Right, that's fantastic. That's the perfect line. It's a little bit toey. The spin's dropped off. It's carried the bunker. It's bounding down the fairway. Next up, Kirkland. Now, the Kirkland, I think, is my second favourite here. I think I like what Costco have done by bringing golf more to the masses. The irons are fantastic. The balls are very, very good value, I think. And I've always used the gloves up until today where I've run out. But can we hit a similar shot with the Kirkland? Right, that could put the cat amongst the pigeons. That's a fantastic drive. It was more centred, but that might mean the spin was higher. It's also carried the bunker. It's on the perfect line. I don't think it's going to have taken the shoot down the middle of the fairway, so it might be behind a little bit, but the Kirkland's half the price of the Titleist. Now, Temu. The Temu one's a very interesting one because I do feel like you can hit long drives with this, similar to the ping driver that I got from Temu. But if you miss the centre of the face, I don't think the technology is there to help you. The wind's going up now. It's almost like the golfing gods do not want this to work, but we're going to give it as good a swing as possible and see just how it can go. That's a Healy one. It's just cutting. That's going to be miles behind. I would love to hit you another one, but I feel like this is where these drivers are hindered. Put it that way. Okay, so guys, if you have enjoyed this video, let us know if you'd like to see anything similar. Let us know where you buy your golf clubs from, your drivers from. We have very interesting results on this final round. You can see we have the Temu driver up here in the right-hand rough. We have the Costco driver just there, which was a little bit higher. And we have the Titleist driver a good way past both of them. The moral of the story here, you get what you pay for? Probably a good one. See you tomorrow.